So Revere has a pretty neat connection with Oneida Limited, and maybe I even have a little bit of a personal one too. On the personal side, my grandparents on my mom's side, they were immigrants from Czechoslovakia, and they came to America in 1938. They met each other in Manhattan and had three children, got married and had three children down there. And then they wanted farmland, they wanted land. So they moved up to Vernon, New York, and they had three kids by this time. They were young, and my grandmother got a job at Oneida Limited working on the packing line. So that's a pretty neat personal connection I had with Oneida Limited. So then fast forward all these years, I start working at Revere in 1999. Maybe around 2001, my boss at the time was trying to give me a few other responsibilities to help my learning and my growth at Revere. And I was an inside salesperson at the time, and he said, "Hey, I want to give you a little exposure to what an outside salesperson would do, and I'd like you to handle the Oneida Limited account." I said, "Okay, that's kind of neat." And so back then we were selling Oneida brass coils, so 260 alloy brass coils. Again, these like 20,000 pound coils, and they were used for their operations there in Oneida. But it was also a challenging time because Oneida had shifted most of their operations to Asia by then, and there wasn't much volume left. And we certainly understand why they made that choice. It was a really challenging time to be a successful American manufacturing company. So I got handed the account, and it kind of died because the company pretty much closed shortly after that. But I will say then kind of something neat was happening. I think, if my memory serves me right, it was either right before their closure, as they were trying to save it, or perhaps it was after the closure when I think it was Greg and Matt came in and bought it and turned it into Sherrill Manufacturing. And my memory is not quite clear, but somewhere around that time, Revere, Oneida, or Sherrill, whatever it was, and Hardin Manufacturing, and a few others, we got involved in a consortium with MACNY, the Manufacturing Association of Central New York, on implementing lean manufacturing. So we were all doing this together. They all took classes together, and we would do what they call as Kaizen events or improvement workshops at each other's factories. So I got to go to the factory in Oneida and work on improvement projects there on the shop floor. So that was a really neat connection. Probably did two tours there doing manufacturing improvement projects, and then they came to our plant and did a couple. So that was a pretty interesting connection. Personally, I had, started with my grandmother, but then also now I'm working for Revere, kind of became their outside salesman for a short period of time, and then was involved in lean manufacturing with the folks there. So our two companies definitely have a connection. I would actually go on to say that, fast forward all these years later, there is a group called the Coalition for a Prosperous America, who's led by a really intelligent and wonderful gentleman named Michael Stumo. And the leaders at Sherrill Manufacturing and Revere are a part of this group. And the Coalition for a Prosperous America, their goal is to really lobby and advocate on behalf of American manufacturing, American farming, American ranching, American pharmaceuticals, textiles. They're really here to promote exactly what Revere stands for and the group in Sherrill stands for. So there's still a connection between us today. Even though it's different, it's there.